Welcome to Wesley Impact. I'm Keith Garner. How important is it to embrace new beginnings when they present? I'm glad you've been able to join us today. When I turn the page of the Bible, and as I meet with various people we work across in all our different areas of work at Wesley Mission, I'm constantly reminded that the gospel and God's love, when embraced and put at the centre of our lives, brings out a time of new beginnings. When Jesus healed the blind, cleansed the leper, and raised people to life, his actions brought about a new start for the people he was interacting with. At Wesley Mission, when we support people across the various areas of our work, when we see the elderly made comfortable, families restored, peoples freed from addictions, and victims of abuse set free from their past, I'm constantly reminded that these are times of new beginnings. An innovative programme that Wesley Mission is part of is with Suncorp Bank. It's the Darcy Street Project. This is where the refugees are trained as baristas and then helped to find employment in the hospitality industry. So there really is this partnership between the bank, the Darcy Street Project and ourselves. And I'm going to learn a little bit more about that a little later in the show. Wesley Mission has one more new minister in our vibrant congregations, and this is in the Chinese congregation, the Rev Jonathan Chen. As you may know, Wesley Mission is first and foremost a church. In what we do in the community has all been birthed out of our beginnings in the First Methodist Church here in Australia. As John Wesley himself sought to share the good news of God's love and grace to all in every way possible, he was called to reach out. So we do so at Wesley Mission today. The Chinese congregation is an important part of our work in Sydney, and we'll meet that new leader of the work very soon. I'll share some thoughts on an important section in Matthew's Gospel, which recognises that Jesus had great compassion on the crowds he met on the road. And we'll be joined by Elizabeth Ray and Jordan Warner, who together will sing Jesus Strong and King. But first, the Darcy Street Project is an innovative initiative that we're part of with Suncorp Bank. So let's take a look at that programme together.
So we're here today celebrating the graduation students from Wesley Mission's Darcy Street and Suncorp project. The Suncorp Community Cafe is a great opportunity for students from around Sydney, students who are new Australians, refugees and migrants, from our Parents Next program, and also who are from our social housing programs to learn hospitality and cafe skills and to get a certificate in hospitality.
My name is Chris Fleming. I'm the Executive General Manager of Consumer Banking for Suncorp. Suncorp is proud to partner with Wesley Mission and the Darcy Street Project on the Suncorp Community Cafe, which is a really key feature of our Discovery store. The cafe is designed and is a training ground for people to come together, giving them access to education and also on-the-job training. They've had the opportunity to be part of financial literacy workshops as part of Wesley Mission conducting those in the store. One of the facts we're really proud of is that over 40% of graduates have gone on to employment or further studies, which is significantly more than we would tend to see in other programs.
The partnership is what it's all about, and we know that any social programme that we do today is better done together. We're committed at Wesley Mission to walking alongside people, being with people, and I'm glad that Suncorp share that dream and vision that we can do that together.
I came about 25 years ago from Syria. I came here because my husband had better opportunity here for work-wise, and there was the conflict in the Middle East. So we thought it's a safer area for us here. We were looking for something new, so we had to change careers. And as a support for my husband, I took the hospitality certificate with him, and it was wonderful actually. It was like try to connect with him. It was a really nice opportunity, and we learned a lot of new things. Coming from Mediterranean background, coffee is really essential in every visit. So I love coffee, we love coffee. Maybe this is the first passion. And then learning how to make it, knowing how to do the coffees, meeting the students, the teachers. They were very, very supportive. We loved the course. I would like to thank them all. It was a great, beautiful opportunity. We didn't know that such courses are running, and I think it's really nice for all ages, for even school graduates, for people who would like to change their careers, people who would like something new. It's a great opportunity. It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful experience.
Today's been an amazing experience. We've heard the students talk about how the course has transformed their life, how they'll learn to make good coffee, but also learn to make great conversation.
If you would like to learn more about Wesley Mission, visit wesleymission.org.au. You can find help in our community services, connect with our church and congregations, discover a volunteer role that suits you, stay up to date on the latest news and information, donate to support our work, and help make a positive difference in your community. You can also connect with us on social media and subscribe to receive the latest news and information about Wesley Mission directly into your inbox. Visit wesleymission.org.au.
So don't forget to be in touch if we can be of help to you or a loved one in any way. We run and are part of many innovative programs at Wesley Mission, so if we can be of help to you and perhaps reach out to others, then you might be finding yourself volunteering with us. The Wesley Mission Chinese Congregation is an important part of our Wesley congregational life. It's recently celebrated its 30th anniversary, and I was very much part of all that. And I'd like to introduce to you the new minister of the work there, the Rev Jonathan Chen. Welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
Look, you bring a wealth of experience to this role, but you before you came to Wesley Mission, you were a minister in two other places, weren't you?
Yes, I work in the two Anglican churches.
Yes. And where were they?
One is in Parramatta, St. John's Parramatta Anglican Church. The second one is Cabramatta Anglican Church.
Yes.
Now,
Now, did you always feel called to ministry?
yes.
All through your life, you felt called to be a minister?
I think it's many years ago. The call is in my heart, but it's grown more and more. So I think the call at the very beginning is God's love. I feel the love and care. That's the first thing I can feel. Yeah.
What led you to be drawn to the Wesley Chinese congregation?
Okay, I think there's two facts that really impact me why I on board on the Wesley Mission. The first thing is I love the unity. I think the unity means different countries, different nations. We can join together and worship God. And Wesley Mission is a great platform. It can express the unity of the church. And second thing, I love the mission. I think mission is a big word in the Bible. And God is missionary God. Everyone, God sent us out as a missionary. So the mission is a core value for us as a Christian. So that's a two reason and attract me and into there's a great family Wesley Mission.
And you particularly like the idea of not just word but deed as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in my personal experience, I always thinking if the only words is make people proud and pops up.
Yes.
And the love and deed and your life can impact and influence the people.
And if it's only deed, it's missing something, isn't it? The
yeah,
word.
sometimes we lose the link.
Yes.
More or maybe one side we focus too much on the word.
Yeah.
And neglect the deeds.
Yeah.
And even we do the deeds, we know how to connect with the words.
Yes.
So that's I think.
How important is it that people are communicated the message of the gospel in their home language?
I think that's a very vital and crucial fact for we proclaim the gospel. That's, I think, the language, behind the language is cultural. His cultural background is use the language to express. Yes. So that's really important. So we can speak other foreign language, but if we don't understand the culture, it's hard to communicate with the people.
But if you and your wife have family still back in China and you have all those links there,
yes.
How different is it for people who come to Australia when they're one generation separate? How different is it?
I think it's big different. It's hard to communicate when you go to went to Australia and went back to China. You find it's very hard to find the topic to talk.
Yeah.
The conversation make difficult.
Yes.
So maybe I think the times have changed. But the most thing is in the mainland China, we more or less focus on the world life. Everyone pursues the money and the kind of stuff. So for the spiritual things, the people neglect it, since it's too far from our real life. So that makes the conversation even harder. Yeah.
Looking forward, what are your plans for yourself and the congregation?
So for me, I think I'll be a faithful servant and shepherd. That's my dream in the God's family. And for the congregation, it's very simple. I try to use a life impact each other and be truly disciple of Christ. So I think there's no other special skill. Just commit your life, your time, your skill, your gift, and build up the people, each other. It's not just through the talking or through the knowledge. You must feel, sorry.
No, you're being very modest because I think that you have many gifts that you bring into our context and we are already enjoying that. And I do want to wish you and the congregation God's richest blessing as you look to the future. And maybe a few years from now we'll have another conversation to see how that progress has gone for you and your wife and your children, who I know are enjoying things just the same way you are. But thanks for coming on the show today and sharing with us.
Thank you.
Let's welcome now Elizabeth Ray and Jordan Warner to sing Jesus, Strong and Kind.
Jesus said that if I thirst, I should come to him. No one else can satisfy. I should come to him.
Jesus said, if I am weak, I should come to him. No one else can be my strength. I should come to him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus said that if I fear, I should come to him. No one else can be my shield. I should come to him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind.
Jesus said, if I am lost, he will come to me. And he showed me on that
Jesus strong and kind.
Experience the Galilee and the towns and cities where Jesus was raised and called his home. Capernaum, Nazareth, Tabgha, Magdala, Caesarea Philippi, Bethsaida, Tiberias, and of course the Sea of Galilee all feature in this 6-part series as Keith Garner explains the first century context of biblical events.
Jesus was born during a time of change in the political and economic leadership of this region. Fishermen around a lakeside was really one of the big businesses. Why Jesus? Why didn't people ignore him? Why did they take him seriously? And what are the questions we should be asking today if we're going to take Jesus seriously?
The Man of Galilee is available now and comes with a study guide for leaders, small groups and individuals. For more, visit wesleymission.org.au.
When you read the Gospels, you're conscious that Jesus was always on journeys. We note in the passage I'm going to read that he was often passing through towns on the borders and villages. So let me read to you Matthew chapter 9, 35, and reading right through to the 8th verse of chapter 10. Jesus went through all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and illness. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to the disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field." Jesus called the 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out impure spirits and to heal every disease and illness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John, Philip, and Bartholomew. Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, proclaim this message. The kingdom of God has come near. Heal those who are ill, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Jesus sent his disciples out on a mission. He was conscious that he had a mission, but the need was also for his people to go into the world to serve. And we see that picture quite graphically described for us in these words here. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. And what follows is the instructions to the 12 disciples after he called them to be with him. They were to share in his mission. I like that. It's not their mission. It's a mission that is theirs, but with Jesus. They were called to something together. I always consider Oswald Chambers' book, My Utmost for His Highest, will remain a classic. He wrote this: the aim of the missionary is to do God's will, not to be useful, not to win over the heathen. He is useful, and he does win over others, but that is not his or her aim. The aim is to do the will of the Lord. So when Jesus called these disciples out and sent them on a mission, he was asking them to follow his way, share in his mission, share in the reach that was already being displayed as Jesus worked alongside people and reached out with compassion. But the workers were few. It may seem a great moment in the ministry of Jesus and the disciples that a dozen of them are sent out. But they were so few in comparison to the huge crowds of people that they were to reach. And it's always been important for Christians to be able to affirm the small group of those who are at the heart of everything, called to go out into all the world with the gospel. So it is that we're called. We're called to share that good news with others. And our aim, as we've said in Chambers' words, is to do the will of the Lord, whatever that might be. And Jesus sends out these disciples conscious that they will have to face conflict, conscious that it's not going to be easy. In fact, it's going to be the exact opposite. It's going to be difficult. But they're called to go out with good news. And when you've got good news, and when you're empowered to go out in the power of the Spirit, then you have got something that will make all the difference, however hard that mission and ministry is. And so Jesus sent them out. He told them where to go. They were to go not among the Gentiles or the Samaritans, but to go to the lost sheep of Israel. Now, this is not to make the people of Israel priority over everybody else, but to say it's more tragic than ever that they were lost when they'd heard so much of the ways of God. And to these people, they would be the first call, as it were, upon the time of the evangelical mission that was being empowered and given to those first disciples, to go to them, to go. And I love this word here. It says, as you go. I've said many, many times that word go that we hear in the Great Commission is not strictly just go. It's as you are going. As you're going, preach the gospel. As you are going, they are to be part of that mission. So it's not a secondary thing, but it's a passionate desire to go, to be on a journey. But as you're on that journey, share the compassionate love of God. Share the message of the kingdom. This was certainly something that Jesus was asking of his disciples. It's spelt out in these words: heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who've got leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. And in the same way, we too have to share in that mission, to reach out to some of the most vulnerable on the edges and on the margins of our community, the good news of the gospel, to do the will, which is truly the will of the Lord.
If you would like to contact Keith and find out more about today's program, write to us at Wesley Mission, Post Office Box A 5555, Sydney South 1235, or you can send us an email to impacttv@wesleymission.org.au. On our website, you can catch up on past episodes of Wesley Impact, find out more about our work, read online magazines and articles, and connect with us on social media. You can also connect through Keith's blog and stay up to date on all the latest news and information from Wesley Mission, wesleymission.org.au.
I'm glad that you were able to share the program with us today. If you've got any questions about the Christian faith, or if we can help in any way, help you or a loved one, do reach out to us. The doors of Wesley Mission are, as we say so often, always open. I hope you enjoyed the conversation with the Rev Jonathan Chen from the Wesley Mission's Chinese Congregation, and found some of that thinking about mission resonated with the work that he's doing and all of us are seeking to do as we reach out. The Christian faith is one that reaches across cultures, all boundaries, all languages and customs. And I count it a privilege to lead the work that enables people from all around the world to worship God in their own language and cultural expression. I'll see you again next week at the same time. May God richly bless you.
I keep fighting voices in my head say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. You say